Elon gave an incredible service. Nobody like him. And he had to go through the slings and the arrows, which is a shame because he's an incredible patriot. The good news is that 90% of the country knows that, and they appreciate it, and they really appreciate what he did. And I gave him a little special something we have here.
Thank you. A
very special that I give to very special people. I have given it to some, but it goes to very special people, and I thought I'd give it to Elon as a presentation from our country.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elon.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, and I must tell you, the leaders, the great leaders of the other two that we just mentioned, they all said the same thing, that the United States is the hottest country right now anywhere in the world. And 6 months ago, we thought it was dead. It was like a dead country, and it would have been a dead country if we didn't have the right result on November 5th. There would have been a horrible, horrible situation was going on with the borders, with transgender for everyone, men playing in women's sports, and so much more. But they were saying the hottest country anywhere in the world. And then I played that little clip because that was one person who's respected, but or two people, because Joe was in that one too. Joe's a good man. But that was one group of people saying something about the success of what we've done over the last 4 months. They cannot believe it. In the one case, they said they've never seen anything like it as long as they've been doing what they've been doing. They've been doing it for a long time. So I just, I want to thank Elon for helping. And again, you know, the United States right now is the hottest country anywhere in the world. There's no country as hot. And we're doing really well. We came, when I left, we had no wars, we had no problems. We defeated ISIS, we rebuilt our military, and we had no inflation. And when I came back, we had a lot of inflation. We had wars all over the place. We had the embarrassment in Afghanistan where we gave up billions and billions of dollars of military equipment, the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, I believe. I believe that strongly. We have Russia with Ukraine. We had the attack in Israel in October, the horrible attack, October 7th. Horrible, horrible attack. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And now we have something where we're really healing a lot of that. We stopped India and Pakistan from fighting. I believe that could have turned out into a nuclear disaster. And I want to thank the leaders of India, the leaders of Pakistan, and I want to thank my people also. We talked trade, and we said we can't trade with people that are shooting at each other and potentially using nuclear weapons. And they're great leaders in those countries, and they understood, and they agreed. And that all stopped, and we're stopping others from fighting also, because ultimately we can fight better than anybody. We have the greatest military in the world. We have the greatest leaders in the world. We put one of them in charge of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, as you know, General Raisin Kane. And we wiped out ISIS, completely wiped out ISIS in 3 weeks. They said it would take 5 years, and we did it in 3 weeks. 24-karat gold, and everybody loved it, and now they all see it when they come in. It's been good.
The Oval Office has, finally has the majesty that it deserves, thanks to the president.
A man named Elon, and he's one of the greatest business leaders and innovators the world has ever produced. He stepped forward to put his very great talents into the service of our nation, and we appreciate it.
Legacy to be felt here at the White House long after today, in part because DOJ staffers who have been working on finding waste, fraud, and abuse for the last couple of months have now been placed in every government agency.
They'll continue to work with the respective DOJ employees who have onboarded as political appointees at all of these agencies. So surely the mission of DOJ will continue, and many DOJ employees are now political appointees and employees of our government. And to the best of my knowledge, all of them intend to stay and continue this important work.
Coming soon, Speaker Johnson says the House is eager and ready to act on Doge's findings so we can deliver even more cuts to big government that President Trump wants and the American people demand. We will do that in two ways. One, when the White House sends its rescissions package to the House, we will act quickly by passing legislation to codify the cuts. Two, the House will use the appropriations process to swiftly implement President Trump's 2026 budget. But Democrats are now claiming that sending Doge cuts to Congress is just a way to help Musk save face.
He's still the richest man on earth. Yeah, and they want to be able to get into that wallet at any point they want for the midterms and for any other races. And so I think this is a thing to appease him while he's on the way out the door.
And we're very curious to hear at the bottom of the hour how involved Musk still plans to be on the outside, where he says he's already returned to work 24/7 and he is sleeping in conference rooms and server rooms and factory floors. Aisha.
Wow. Okay, we'll see what both of them.
The program that the gentleman's referring to is CHNV. Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, Venezuela. But more specifically, it's the program, this is a very important point because this context is often missing. It's the program that was launched by the Biden administration to fly illegal aliens into the country by aircraft. So when you hear about migrant flights, when you hear about illegal aliens being flown into the country, there were other programs too. They had a flying program they had a free transportation program for hundreds of thousands of illegals at the border that was run out of DHS and funded by FEMA. They had a separate program for UAC, unaccompanied alien children. But when you think about the, mostly when people are talking about the migrant flights, they're talking about this program, the fly-ins for these illegal aliens. About 500,000 illegal aliens from those four countries, particularly in the last 2 years of the Biden administration, were flown directly into American cities and towns. So, of course, we revoked those, they called it parole for those individuals, amnesty basically. And now, of course, they're all subject to deportation from the United States. And, of course, self-evidently, of course, they have to be deported. You can't have a situation where the Biden administration can fly in 500,000 illegal aliens in the last 24 months, and we're having a conversation about, oh, maybe they should get to stay for life. They've been here for 24 months. They were flown into our country illegally, and the good news is the airplanes travel in two directions.
Crimea River. Sara Levine and 14 other assistant U.S. attorneys are fired over J6. The way she found out was sweet. Yeah, I voted for this. 100% justice.
After 3 weeks of training and getting prepared for the next week, that Friday I left work. I walked to the metro station. I got on the train and I pulled out my phone and I saw a litigation hold that had been put on it. And attached to that was a memo that gave Mr. Martin permission to fire probationary employees from the Capitol Siege section that were moved to other places in the office. The memo referenced people, but didn't have a list of names attached. But the information provided was confusing. I knew I was probably on the list, but I didn't know exactly what was going on. I headed back to the office so I could figure out what was happening. I was met by my colleagues who shared their confusion and a heartbreak over this sudden event. We left the office, and 2 hours later, the letters started rolling in, terminating us. At the end of the night, 15 U.S. attorneys, assistant U.S. attorneys had been fired. The termination letter I received stated the decision was based on your actions in the prosecution of persons relating to the events that occurred at or near the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. An executive order issued on January 20th, 2025, the president characterized that work as having involved a grave national injustice that has perpetrated upon the American people over the last 4 years. It went on to say that my hiring has hindered the ability of the acting U.S. Attorney Martin to staff his office in furtherance of his obligation to faithfully implement the agenda that the American people elected President Trump to execute. The termination letter made it clear to me that Mr. Martin does not understand the role of a prosecutor. U.S. attorneys represent the United States of America, not the president. Firing 15 qualified attorneys created an immediate deficit in the office to appropriately prosecute cases.
Iran attacks Israel with hundreds of missiles. It makes you wonder how they can afford it, given the sanctions they have on their country. Bibi bombs Iran from tomorrow as Khamenei officially shuts airspace for rocket launches. Netanyahu stockpiles food in government war bunker and rents ambulances for 10 days of retaliatory strikes by Iran and Belarus News. Footage shows Iran striking Israel with hundreds of missiles in biggest attack yet in October. Okay.
שומע? וואו! הכל נופל לנבטים, אני אומר לך מתקפה אחת החזקות. אימא'לה, זהו, למקלט.
JR comments alert. Well, here we go, guys. Things are about to get even crazier now. Donald J. Trump on Truth. Posted 05/30/25, 12:38 p.m. Breitbart News. Core inflation falls to lowest rate in 4 years. Thank you, Elon Musk. 175 billion estimated savings. 1,086.96 saved per taxpayer. Team Trump. Thanks, Elon Musk. The Trinity has shifted a global reset in slow motion. 2016, Donald J. Trump is elected. 2017, Trump meets Pope Francis. Faith and power converge. 2018, Trump walks ahead of Queen Elizabeth. A subtle rupture in protocol, a foreshadowing. 2020, Brexit breaks the old order. 2022, Queen Elizabeth II dies, the end of an era. 2024, Trump returns re-elected to a world on edge. 2025, Pope Francis dies. 2025 today, the largest US-UK trade deal in modern history is signed. Churchill is invoked. History rhymes. 2025 today, Cardinal Robert Prevost becomes Pope Leo, the first American pontiff. And beneath the headlines, Washington, D.C., the political capital. City of London, the financial engine. Santa Cinta de Vaticano, the spiritual seat. 3 sovereign strongholds, 3 pillars of global influence, for decades seen as bastions of the so-called deep state. Today, all 3 seem to pivot under a singular narrative arc, order through disruption. Pope Leo, his surname Prevost, rooted in authority, signals more than a change in the church. It marks the convergence of American spiritual and political ascendancy. What we are witnessing isn't a coincidence. Financial reset is underway, currency systems realigning, religious reset, an American Pope for a globalized church, military political reset, NATO, global order, new trade alignments. For the few, it's a blueprint. For the many, it's a mystery unfolding. For the world, it's the start of something epical. And the Emperor walks among us. And posted by Melania Stasia Romanov. Lasting legacy. It says here, Kash was wearing socks at Quantico VA headquarters on May 28, 2025 that appear to have center on them. Okay. How can I make this bigger? Yeah, looks like a Santa Claus to me. Santa Claus there, Q post 2598, December 12th, 2018, 3:55 p.m. Eastern. 427 4261 Santa. This Christmas we want justice. 4274344 confirmed. The American Bar Association has lost its way, and we do not believe it serves as a fair arbiter of judicial nominees. Attorney General Pamela Bondi. The Justice Department will no longer give the American Bar Association the access they have taken for granted. Dear President Bay, for several decades, the American Bar Association has received special treatment and enjoyed special access to judicial nominees. In some administration, the ABA received notice of nominees before a nomination was announced to the public. Some administration would even decide whether to nominate an individual based on a rating assigned by the ABA. Unfortunately, the ABA no longer functions as a fair arbiter of nominees' qualifications, and its ratings invariably and demonstratively favor nominees put forth by Democrats' administrations. The ABA's steadfast refusal to fix the bias in its ratings process, despite criticism from Congress, the administration and the Academy, is disquieting. Accordingly, while the ABA is free to comment on judicial nominations along with other activist organizations, there is no justification for treating the ABA differently from such other activist organizations, and the Department of Justice will not do so. Specifically, the Office of Legal Policy will no longer direct nominees to provide waivers allowing the ABA access to non-public information, including bar records. Nominees will also not respond to questionnaires prepared by the ABA and will not sit for interviews with the ABA. Sincerely, Pamela Bondi, Attorney General. Ordered from the General. Breaking. The Supreme Court has cleared the way for the Trump administration to end temporary protected status and work authorization for more than 500,000 migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. Breaking. U.S. Defense Secretary Hegseth warns that China is credibly preparing to use force to shift the regional balance of power. Forwarded from A to Z Dreams Channel, A to Z Angela. Breaking. U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Christine Noem says the U.S. has given Iran a deadline of days, not weeks or months, while answering a question from Israeli journalist Barak Batash. We have given Iran a short deadline to make decisions on the negotiations. Al-Hadath Saudi outlet citing American sources. The 8 weeks deadline set by President Trump ends this Sunday. OSINT expert on X. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with the U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Christine Noem at his office in Jerusalem. Noem expressed strong support for Netanyahu and Israel, praised his handling of the war, and commended his policy of building a fence along the shore. More. Forwarded from Bearded Patriots USA. This is nothing but hot air and grandstanding if Iraq doesn't have the balls to flip the switch and quit pulling out excuses to delay. Exactly. So this article, United Nations comments, Iraq will become a banking powerhouse both internally and externally. Iraqi Media Network. Forwarded from CJ XAIF on X. Posted 3:09 a.m. May 30th, 2025. In 2023, Joel Katz on X said tokenization on the XRP ledger will start in a year and a half in the real world. It's 2025. Tokenization on the XRP ledger is happening. This year in Las Vegas, we're going to witness something big on XRP and XRP ledger. Next Q post Q1363 May 14, 2018, 12:30 EDT. Q post, and it's been highlighted number 74. Q 05/10/18 Thursday, time 22:43. Fellow patriots, what you are about to learn should not only scare you, but intensify your resolve to take back control, freedom. The information that will become public will further demonstrate the criminal and corrupt, pure evil abuse of power that the Hussein administration undertook in joint efforts with domestic and foreign dignitaries. The snowball has begun rolling. There is no stopping it now. D5. Stay the course and trust the plan. Protective measures are in place. Remain brave. We knew this day would come. They've linked the YouTube channel. United we stand. WW. WWG, 1WGA. We fight conspiracy, no more Q. The American flag. Image search for fire truck / engine. Letter common in front of it. It's got Getty Images. Is the truck? Is that the truck? Or looks like a truck. Post 74. Coincidence? Getty Images. US flag post. Highlighted castle lock. Pointed ref question mark. Comms understood. Q. Secretary Marco Rubio. For too long, Americans have been fined, harassed, and even charged by foreign authorities for exercising their free speech rights. Today, I am announcing a new visa restriction policy that will apply to foreign officials and persons who are complicit to censoring Americans. Free speech is essential to the American way of life, a birthright over which foreign governments have no authority. Forwarded from Wolverine. Hi guys, this is what I received. Today we are expecting trigger groups to come out today, but some say it has been moved till the 4th of June. We'll wait and see. The Pentecostal group owner was supposed to have the appointments with their leaders to start the process, and we have not heard anything. Everything is silent right now. A lot of people are now saying the 4th of June to the 9th of June that funds are going to get released. We'll wait and see if that happens or not. As to that part, we'll wait and see if that happens or not. I have also spoken to an owner of a platform, and he told me that he can't say anything at the moment, and he told me to have faith in him as everything is looking excellent and that one day those funds will be released on that platform. TNT is saying the likely scenario is tonight Forex is supposed to load the raid again tonight, and we could go to the bank tomorrow. Worst case is Forex loads Sunday upon Forex reopening, and we're in the bank on Monday. They sound very confident, and I pray that they are right. Now there are people criticizing gurus that we are doing an injustice to people by creating hopium, which is completely false. Everyone is trying to do something to help us go through, and we are not in the business of creating false information just to make you feel good, which at the end, all it does is hurt people. Please respect everyone that is trying to help. I'm praying a lot and having faith that any day we will be shouting freedom. God bless you all. Your friend and servant, Wolverine. Forwarded from Wolverine. This lady included me in her hate group. I've never spoken to this lady or promoted her, and I have no idea why she has included me. It must be my clone. This is Mayhem Mal News. She's very angry, which is understandable.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately I cannot do the video. This message is to go to anyone out there. If there is any such thing as a white hat or a military contact, this shit is out of control. I have not only had my accounts been hacked, my identity has been stolen. I can now no longer even log into my bank account. They are still trying to hack into my Gov account. They have stolen funds of up to 15, 20 million. We've had kidnapping stories, we've had all sorts of crazy shit. If there is any such thing as a white hat in the Space Force right now, then you need to step up and take control of this shit. It is completely out of control. People have hacked into the fake channels, posting videos of me, this, that, and all the rest of it. It is completely out of control, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually fearing for my life, and that is no fucking joke. I am not joking, ladies and gentlemen. I am done with the audacity that this started with a little hate group. So I'm going to start calling people's names out and they need to be questioned about why this has escalated to where I sit right now and living in fear. I should not have to live in fear at all. So I'm going to call these people out. I'm going to make an announcement. I'm just making an announcement, Marianne. I'll be with you in a second. I'm going to call the hate group out. So to the Timothys, the Danielles, the Annettes, the Wolverines and the Connies and all of those who joined that hate group, congratulations. You have now escalated this to no end. Well done, people. Thank you for the no support from all the other gurus who were asked for support. When I was asked, my community members asked for help that I was not aware of as well. This shit is out of control. As I said, the seriousness of it is that I am not kidding, ladies and gentlemen. People have been kidnapped that I know. They have had $20 million taken from their accounts. My identity, their identity, and everything has been stolen. Again, if there is any such thing as a white hat and fucking Space Force, then why the fuck is this going on? Why? I'd like to know, ladies and gentlemen, as you have probably questioned this on times of occasions as well. I am done. I am completely done. I am spent. When a person can't even use a phone, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I even bought 2 phones, and those phone calls have now been rejected on 2. One is not even, it's actually an old flip phone, yeah? And when I can't even make calls from a brand new phone with a brand new SIM, shit is real. So ladies and gentlemen, please take care of yourself. And if there is any decency in whatever fuck this is, then it needs to stop. They need to look into this. I am disgusted that these hackers have gone to this point where they are posting videos of me, private video between myself and my partner. This is out of control. Today is the last day that I actually get to speak to all of you. Congratulations, hate group. Well done, because you just escalated it. I held the key to Jasara. Well done to the fucking hate group. To all those out there who have been hacking, putting up the turd things and all the rest of it, you can go fuck yourselves. Because now my life is in danger. The authorities here in Australia couldn't give 2 fucking hoots. Well done, Australia. Well done, white hats. Well done, Space Force, for not doing anything. It is a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a good night for me, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, take care of yourself. Use whatever you have been given from me. Know that I did everything with my heart on my sleeve. I'll see you all on the flip side, ladies and gentlemen. Bye for now.
That's crazy. JR comments, this is just sickening to know what people go through to help the truth movement. I hope all that are guilty go to jail. First, we become aware of that which is divine around us. Then we become aware of that which is divine within us. Finally, we become aware that all is divine and that there is nothing else. This is the moment of our awakening. By Neale Donald Walshch at A New Day 144.